The final review is going to be in the Transformers Legacy Evolution Core Class Dinobot Scarr. Scarr's very first appearance. So stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're doing a review on a brand new Dinobot that we've never had a figure of before. This is Dinobot Scarr. Now he is part of the 6 core class Dinobot combiner, Volcanicus. But first we'll take a look at the package. Now there is Scarr. He is a Ankylosaurus. I had to think for a minute. Let's see. Legacy Evolution Dinobot Scarr. It is Transformers. Now when you get him in the stores, make sure you look in there because it'll have his Dinobot head strapped right there, and it'll have his weapon strapped there. So just take a little peek in. I already opened this guy open, but take a little peek in to make sure you got you see the gold on the head and the black for the weapon right there. But here's the package. You got the core class. There's Scarr finally in his robot mode. You've got the evolution poster. And this is number 4 of 6. Dinobot Scarr in 9 steps. There's a close-up of the UPC. Alright, let's get this guy out of the package and see what he looks like. Okay, first we'll take a look at the instruction booklet. Dinobot Scarr. I always thought it was SK, but it's SCARR. So again, first you take the head, and you got to pull the little peg down and snap his head in. And then his weapon goes in his hand, and then you got the Ankylosaurus, and then you turn him around, and that is how he becomes a combiner. And he is number 4 of 6 of Volcanicus. He is the left arm. So, pretty easy. And there is the QR code. Now I checked, and the QR code is still not working. They've been off for a couple months. So if you try to scan it, this is what you get. You still get animated side swipe. Uh-oh, we got mega lost. For some reason, that hasn't worked in so long, and I don't know why. But, alright, so, first we'll look at his weapon. Now, his weapon doubles as his hand, of course. It is a 3mm port. Then you got a 5mm slot right there. Basically, it looks like he's flicking somebody off. But there's his fists. And his thumb is there, so you know he's looking at him. He's on the right, but he's a left hand. Because this way, the thumb would be on the bottom. So, no, these Dinobots aren't interchangeable. You could, but they're supposed to be a left arm. All right, and that just fits right there. And there he is. Now, for Scarr's debut appearance. And he's a mixed bag. He's a core class, so I know they couldn't do much with him. But, as we'll see in our swoop review, they could have easily done elbow articulation, but alright, first we'll take a look at him, then we'll do articulation. So he's got a black like a helmet. I think his eyes are blue, silver face. He's got some very little yellow and red paint. I don't know why they stopped there. They could have easily gone down all the way. What they got on the poster? Yeah, they could have gone down yellow and gone down red, but he's pretty bulky. And they got down here, at least they got some yellow paint going down the legs, which is pretty cool. And I know this is the right way to transform with the legs, but I just fold these legs down because I think they look better. Gives them more streamlined effect, but for this review, we'll just do how the book wants you to want them. So you go down the arms. Here's most of the Ankylosaurus is on top of the arms. On the back, yeah, his legs are pretty hollow just due to the way he transforms. But it's a core class figure, and not much else you can do. So, articulation-wise, the head, it does move 360 degrees. The arms do rotate 360 degrees. It goes in like that for transformation, but you can do some pretty cool poses. And, oops, ball joint. There. Nothing at the elbows. I mean, they could have done it. Let's see, waist articulation, 360 degrees. It's a mushroom peg, so it might pop out. Let's see, the other arm. Again, just... And then the feet. He's got good movement, more than 90. Back. It's got a little thigh rotation, ball and joint. He can't do the whole split. And then he's got more than 90 due to transformation. So that is basically Scarr. Now, let's put his little gun on. And you're going to ask, as always, are they blast compatible? And we'll get this little one out. And yes, they are. So, I kind of wish you could have bent him at the elbows, but for what he is, there is our first figure of Scarr ever. All right, now let's get into some comparisons. Now, Scarr is number 4 of the Dinobots, so first we're going to bring in the Dinobots. First is number 1, Sludge, and not much to say about Sludge. Number 2 is Slag. So Slag is very, very good of a Dinobot. And then we got 3 is Grimlock. So here is Grimlock. And then Scarr is 4. And here is Swoop, number 5. So, out of all the Dinobots so far, I think the hits are Scarr, Slug, and Swoop. And the misses are Sludge and Grimlock. Why Grimlock a leg, I do not know. But, like I said, Scarr is the right arm of Volcanicus. Alright, so we'll put those to the side. And, yeah, you've seen these guys before, but these are my only other Beast Core Class figures. There's Vertebrake and Rat Trap. And then we're going to bring in Optimus Prime. So, Scarr is a little more bulkier than Optimus Prime. And since we got the new movie coming out, that is Freezer from the new Rise of the Beasts movie. Alright, and that is it with our little comparisons for Scarr. Now we're going to transform into Ankylosaurus mode and then the arm mode. First, to transform Scarr, we're going to take the weapon off. Then we're going to come back here. We're going to take the head of the Ankylosaurus, lift it up like that, and then take the 5mm port and just plug it in there. Now, if you leave it down when he's in robot mode, it's going to stick up like that. So that is why you pull it down so it can rest that way. So, head up, peg up, and then we come to the front and we shift the arms forward. And what you're going to do is it's going to have a tab and a slot on each side. So you're just going to bring the 2 arms together. And it looks like this would fit in here, but it really doesn't. It just, you got these 2 slat tabs and it just rests like that. And then it's got the cute little arms here, all tucked in. So you can just bring them out, no big deal. Alright, so next you're going to rotate the waist around, plug in the feet, and this is going to go over here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have these 2 make 1 tab, and it's going to fit into there. So that just folds in like that. And then you can just put the feet down, and this monstrosity becomes his tail. I guess you can do it like that. And basically, that is your Scarr. And he's pretty cool. I mean, definitely he's got all his spikes. I mean, he's very, very bulky. This is supposed to be the big ball on the end of his tail. But, alright. So, pretty cool Autobot symbol on his face. Let's get a little, yeah, try to get focus. You got blue eyes. You got that gold color for the face. You got more gray. You got some detailing on both legs, which is pretty cool. Now, he doesn't look that bad. He's got a little stomach, but he doesn't look as bad as the other figures. Like I said, you got that gold paint. It's kind of silvery. From the back, he's got his tail. There he is from the other side. Top, he looks pretty good. From the bottom, not too shabby. And articulation, well, he's only got the arms can move forward and back a little. And the same things with his back legs. Well, I guess if you want, you could move the head so he's like eating. But all in all, not bad for Scarr's first outing. Alright, now for the moment we've been waiting for. Let's bring in the other Dinobots. So let me just move the camera up. Alright, we get a better perspective. So, first we're going to bring in, we'll do this in order again. We'll bring in Sludge, Brontosaurus. Now, obviously, these are not to scale because a Brontosaurus, that's what he used to be called. I know now he's a Brachiosaurus, but back when I was a kid, he was a Brontosaurus, so that's what he is. And then we're going to bring in Slug, Grimlock, King of the Dinos, and Swoop. Oh, so we got the whole gang so far. Oops. Alright, that is the gang so far. We got Scarr, Sludge, Slug, Grimlock, and Swoop. So far, they're looking pretty good. Now, I don't know if I like them better I think in Dinobot mode, I think they're okay. Except Sludge. But I think in Dino mode, I think all these guys are just from what size they are and their combiner, from what they have to do, I think they're pretty good. Alright, so we'll just lose these guys. And we're just going to bring in Optimus Prime. So I don't know how... there is a semi-truck against a dinosaur. So... and then we're going to bring in Freezer. Freezer just transforms into a couple weapons. And he can plug into Scourge. So that is Freezer. And we'll bring in our first vertebrate. Our first core class dinosaur was Vertebrate and Rat Trap. So we got some little animals here. And that is it for Scarr. Now we're going to transform him into his arm. It's easier to go to combined mode from the Ankylosaurus mode. So, first we want to pull out the tail. And we'll take the back legs and we're going to straighten them out. Okay? Then we're going to take this whole point and we're going to flip this over. And then we're going to rotate it. Okay, you might have a little clearance issue, but that's fine. Now, flip them over. Now, once you have this done, you're going to move these down. And you're going to flip the peg out like that. Okay? And that's basically done. Now, when you put the legs together, these form this little tab. So, you got a little slot on the top of the hand. So, and what you want to do is just pop that in there. Now, mine's always popping out. But this is the combine mode. Right there. And 5mm peg. So, now, if you want, I mean, I know the Power of the Primes used to, where you have the legs like this, so you got that elbow bend. But with this guy, again, this peg is very, very bad. It keeps popping out. No matter how far you push it in. But, and that is combined mode. And we'll combine him. We'll see how he fits in with the others. But for right now, that is his combined mode. Now I wonder if you could put these up. I don't know why they say they put the arms to put them back. But for right now, that is the proper arm mode for Scarr. That's his name. Okay, put that to the side. All right, here we have Volcanicus with a piece of, again, I can't think of his name, but Metroplex's modulator for another leg. And we're going to put Scarr right here. So you got this 5mm port here. And we're just going to slide that in there. And see, mine never sticks. This thing will never stay in there. And we're going to do swoop when we do swoops reviews. When we do the swoop review, we'll do swoop as part of Volcanicus. We'll save that for later. So, there is our Volcanicus. And like I said, if you want him to, and of course he can move, he can rotate. Now see, now here's where the arms, it tells you to put the arms down. But, and you really can't rotate them. You really can't rotate because you got this big thing in the way. So, he's not much for articulation. He can go that high, he can go that far, he can go out. And for some reason, again, this hand never stays in. But that is our Volcanicus so far. And like I said, he's pretty cool. When we do the swoop review, we'll add swoop onto the shoulder. And just to see if you want to know how tall these are, here is Rodimus Prime. He is the commander class, but this is like a Voyager class or leader class size. And then we'll bring in the deluxe class swoop. So he's going to be between a leader class and a deluxe class. He's like a mini combiner. So that is what we have so far. Pretty neat. And Scarr is an arm. I mean, there's the side of his arm. You know, mobility. Now, from what I understand from watching other reviewers, the reason why they did the 6 Dinobots and Grimlocks a leg and Slag and Sludge is the body, because they're going to repaint this as Dino King. So I guess the plan all along was to make a Dino King, and then they said, well, why don't we just repaint him as the Dinobots and do a Dinobot combiner? We'll make twice the money. And they said, perfect, we'll do it like we always do it. So that is Volcanicus so far. And I like him. He's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, they had to do a lot of, they had to take a lot of royalties or liberty with some of these figures. I do like Slug's face right there with the Volcanicus. Grimlock is a leg. I mean, he's a pretty wide leg. The arms, you kind of like as I expected it. Just basically robot mode legs. So nothing about there. But that is Volcanicus. And we'll just take Scarr off real quick. Now, if you've seen my reviews before, I always show you both ways. I start as they come packed. This guy just happened to be starting in robot mode. So I transform robot mode to alt mode to the arm, and we're going to transform him back. So basically, if he was in dino mode, basically he would just be like that. Alright, so to get him back to robot mode, you want to flip out the leg. You would separate the arms. I would raise them up so you could rotate this around. And the peg has to go down to give room for the head. And these, again, you can separate them. The instructions say leave them up. But you see, even when they go into the arm mode, I forgot to mention this before. When you go in the arm mode, you got a little tab and a little slot. So when you go to arm mode, you can lock them down and then put the hand in. Forgot to mention that. My bad. So they do lock in. So that's how I like my robot mode, but it says do it like that, so I'm just going to lock them down here. And that is my Scarr review. Whew, finally got through this. All right, now, Scarr, I am very glad they finally made our Ankylosaurus Dinobot. I know he started, I think, in the IDW cartoon, or the comics. And he made his way into the Legacy Evolution line of toys. Now, I know he's not Studio Series, but please, Hasbro, give us a leader size Scarr. Or go back and make a deluxe size Scarr that can form an arm or leg of Volcanicus. That would be cool too. So, that's it for this review. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. If there is a link below to purchase this dude from like Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store, something like that, feel free to do that. I got over 1,000 videos. So not only do Transformers, but we do like Marvel, DC, movie reviews, which my Transformers Rise of the Beasts is coming out this week. I got special early access Wednesday night. So I'll post this Sunday night. Something like that. Sunday or Monday, this will be posted. And I'm going to see Rise of the Beast this Wednesday. Thank you very much. I'll do my quick little first reaction review, so keep an eye out for that. No spoilers, of course. Like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Oh, besides, we do like DC Marvel figures, Funko Pops, Legos. We do it all. So, start looking for this guy in your Targets. I've seen him in Targets. I haven't seen him in Walmarts yet, but I'm sure they'll both have them. All right, so we finally got our Scarr Dinobot the Ankylosaurus. All right, see you in the movies. We'll see you in the super review next. Rodimusbill out.